Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Len K with Hunting Western Mass, and today is Monday and it's raining, and I got out there this morning and the barometer was dropping. It was just kind of a crappy morning to be in the woods, but I toughed it out. I got up really early. I got in there while it was still dark. Anyway, I want to do this quick video on tracking. We got snow coming. It's getting colder. We got some cold fronts coming through, and we're going to get some snow. So I want to talk to you about tracking. The snow is an opportunity. So let's go over a few things. I want to talk about tracking, and I want to talk about tracking versus backtracking. Tracking a deer is hunting. There's been many successful hunters that go out and they track deer, and they have methods that they use. I'm going to go over a few of those things that the people that are real successful at it have shared, but I want to go over a couple basic things first. One of the basic things I want to go over first is that be sure that when you're tracking a deer, you're tracking a deer in the right direction. I ran into some old timers in the woods that were backtracking a deer, and I stopped and shoot the shit with them. Hey, how's it going? Well, I'm tracking this deer, and I'm like, are you sure you're sure? Oh yeah, I'm tracking. And I'm like, well, okay. And I didn't want to really argue with him, but that guy was definitely going the wrong direction. So a deer will make a drag when he walks, and if you can't see the track physically, dig down and make sure that you're going in the right direction. A few more basic things. A bigger deer is a bigger track. If it's longer than 3 inches, basically if your fist can't cover up the track, and the stride is over 20 inches, even a 24-inch stride will be like a 200-pound animal. The track it enables you to tell the sex and the size, and almost kind of how old the deer is. If the track is fresh, or if it's old, if the track has ice in it or it's frozen, it's likely older. It's an older track. Fresh track has softer, lightly packed snow, but that doesn't mean sometimes you can get on an older track that could be frozen, and that deer might have gone close by and bedded down. I've gotten on some older tracks, started to follow them, and boom, up jumps a buck. So I'm going to go over a few other things. Bucks make, if you get on a buck track, a buck is going to make a single track. You're not going to find a group of deer. So yeah, sometimes a buck will be pushing does, but generally if you find a single track that's wide and good and thick, it's a buck. You want to look for, sometimes they'll go down to eat, and you might see their tines go down in the snow. But if that buck's moving in a straight line, that means he's moving, he's on a mission, and be prepared to follow him. As soon as the track starts to wander, it means he's looking for a place to maybe slow down and bed down. That's when you really want to slow down and take it one step at a time. Another way to tell a buck's track is that a buck's hind hooves will track inside of his front hooves. That means he's got a wider, broad chest, and his back hooves will come up inside of his front hooves. A doe is exactly the opposite. Also, a buck's tracks will slightly point outwards as he walks, and you want to be looking for dew claws as well. Some guys, when they're tracking a buck, you jump a buck will run 300 yards flat out, and then when it nears the top of a hill or a ridge, it almost always stops and looks back. The pros say that that's a great time to take them down. Some guys, when they jump a buck and they know that deer is running 300 yards flat out, what they'll do is they'll take off running after him, and they'll wait for him to hit that 300-yard mark and stop, and they'll see if they can catch him by then. And I say, good luck with that, especially if you're running in deep snow. some other things I wanted to go over with. Let me see. Bigger track is a bigger deer. Make sure you're going in the right direction. You know, you can tell pretty much a buck track when you're on it. Don't be surprised if you're a novice at tracking a buck. I've heard many stories. Guys get on tracks and they'll track that buck all day, and that buck will lead you here, there, over hill, over dale, in a big circle, and you know, he might stop and tear stuff up and get frustrated that you're on him after a while. But you know, the guys that are successful time after time know when to speed up, when to slow down, and you know, those tips. Listen to him when the track starts to wander and he starts looking for a place to bed down. That's when you want to slow down. Okay, I'm going to talk about backtracking for a second. Now, backtracking is a completely different thing. Backtracking in snow, instead of hunting, is a knowledge-based technique. Backtracking will tell you where deers come from, where they're going. It'll tell you bedding areas, feeding areas, travel corridors, and I do a lot of backtracking when I'm in the woods, and I have the time. Bucks sometimes follow, you know, a buck trail is separate from a doe trail, so bucks don't just, I mean, oftentimes they'll just go out and they'll go their own way, but by backtracking, you can learn a lot about a deer's behavior. Why did it go here? Why did it go in this area? Why is it going over here? You know, how come it stopped here? How far did it go before it stopped? How far is it going before it feeds? How, you know, what is it doing exactly? And different types of snow. You got crunchy snow versus deep snow. You know, deep snow. Deep snow, I would really suggest digging down and very carefully to view the track, because you might just be on the track of a doe that, you know, and think you're on a buck's trail. You never know. So I'm gonna go over this again one more time real quick. Bigger deer, bigger track. You're looking for a stride between 20 and 24 inches. The sex and the size, you'll be able to tell with the hind hooves inside the front hooves, and a doe is the opposite. Also, look for the buck's toes to be pointing slightly outwards. Make sure you're going in the right direction. The other thing is, with snow and with tracking, take your time. It's always better to take your time. Move slow, especially if you get on a fresh track. If you get on a fresh track and it's a buck track, you know, you'll be able to tell whether he's moving fast or whether he's moving slow. If he's moving fast, he's going in a straight line. He's I'm on a mission. I'm going to this spot. You know what I mean? So you're gonna want to trek to keep up with him. When that track starts to kind of meander and go, you know, a little bit this way and that way, slow down. So anyway, there are some Massachusetts hunters that have taken some really big bucks consistently, and that's what they do. They go out, they find a track, they stick on it, they use these techniques. They, you know, they'll jump a buck, they'll run after it, they'll wait for him to stop, they'll be tracking the buck. They'll be, if they're going up a hill, they'll, you know, they'll get on them. They know the pace of the deer. They know when a deer slows down that you have to slow down. When a deer speeds up, you speed up. They wait for him to get at the top of the hill. Well, you know, if they get to the top of the hill or a ledge, they're going to stop and look back. That's a good time to whack them. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys. I did some research on this, and from my own experience as well, I wanted to give you these tips. And this is Lenny Kail with Hunting Western Mass, Snow Tracking 101. Have a good one.